Thank you very much, Kim. And of course, thank you very much, Professor Rose. That was most inspirational and exactly to the point. That is what the youth needed to hear. What I wanted to reflect on was through the eyes of my father. Were he here this evening, he would have felt nothing but an elation and a feeling of that dream that he held for so long that it is going to be realized. And my father's story is, though he's gone at the age of 71, what I will reflect on is when he was a boy and a youth. In 1946, with the formation of the PAC, which is not very different to what we see here today, it was a multiracial organization. Eventually that became the PPP and contested elections in 1953. In 1953, my father was 15 years old. And he and his group of youths, back then the PYO, were the actual agents of change in Guyana. At a time when we were on the cusp of greatness, where we were together as a people, he was a part of it. And understand that you hold that same thing, what they fought for then, what they could nearly achieve, in your hands today, my brothers and sisters. It is the young people that have always moved, that have always been at the core of many of the revolutions throughout history. And I wanted you to understand that this was done in Guyana. Unfortunately, through the machinations of the colonial powers, in 1955, we split ourselves according to our ethnicity. And since then, brothers and sisters, we have been blighted. We have been blighted and we have hardly gotten anywhere. Yes, there has been some progress, but there have been too many steps backward in all of this. And this we must arrest today and fix. And once again, it is in the hands of our young people. And I liked what Dr. Rose touched on earlier when he was speaking about the president speaking to the youth. Because what the president did there was a very convenient relation of our history. Nancy's story, so to speak. Because he left out a lot in there. He left out what happened after 1985. And young people must not lose sight of that. A lot happened between 1985 and 1992. There was progress in Guyana at that time, but more importantly, he needed to account for what happened from 1992 to 2011. He needs to tell us, why is it today that we have a fairly vibrant industry of young people who can build computers, that this government chooses to buy $6 billion worth in computers from overseas, rather than ordering them locally so that our young people can get work. He needs to explain too why there is no proper internship program involving both the public service and the private sector, so that our young people can gain experience and guidance and an idea of where they want to be during their studies. He needs to account for the fact that not so long ago, Guyana had some of the best mechanical workshops in the Caribbean. Why they have all fallen apart today, and why even a few of these could not have been used as vocational training centers for our young people. He needs to account furthermore why our teachers keep fleeing Guyana. Why is it, as Dr. Rose so eloquently put, he can give himself $3 million a month, and our teachers are forced to eke out an existence on paltry salaries. There should be no surprise then why it is that they would even go to Botswana rather than stay here. And brothers and sisters, this is what the AFC stands for. This is what we will do differently. We will examine how we can give more opportunities to our young people. And opportunities not based on promises from pie in the sky. These are but simple things that I touched on. That they get some internships while they're at university. That we stop importing computers but we have our young people do them. that we rehabilitate some of the workshops in some manner. It doesn't have to be in a grand scale, so that our young people can start getting experience and prepare them for the private sector. That we will examine more ways, of course, with the windfall that we're getting from VAT, which is another issue. We can already start increasing some of our salaries, and priority would have to be given to teachers, among others, of course, nurses and police. But it is more than just salaries, it is conditions of work. Our teachers need to be more recognized. They need to be honored as they used to in the past. Simple things like that would make a teacher want to stay rather than go away, where today they're treated like nothing. Many teachers languish because they're not given proper promotions. It is not a meritorious system anymore. It is a buddies and friends system in Guyana. And this is what the AFC will change. These changes does not require billions of dollars. And I want you to listen to our message, read our newsletter, peruse our website, think for yourself. As Dr. Rose said, we're an issue-based party. Go through these issues, question us, challenge us, because that is what young people do. Young people drive. They have this drive that will lead to better performance. Use it. Understand the power that you wield. Thank you so much, brothers.